Good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome you today to my special St. Valentine's Day. No, let's correct that. It's St. Patrick's Day, and I have a special person for you today. Her name is Jessica Dennehy. She is an Irish woman, and she is a two times best-selling author, speaker, and a person on a mission to empower and pivot with business owners and slay their goals. Jessica, let's take it away. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
That's great. So let's start out. Let's hear a little bit about your story. What attracted me to you was the fact that I seen a post a while back about that it took you to be an overnight success within 18 years, and I've actually talked on that a few times with a few people since then. And I just hear a little bit more about your story.
Yeah, it's funny because, well, first of all, I'm not Irish. My last name is Irish because I married a half Irish guy. So my kids are partly Irish. So I still feel connected to the community. But I just wanted that disclaimer. Um, anyway, yeah, a lot of people look at successful individuals, especially on social media, and think like, oh, they must be so lucky that happened yesterday. No, it's always a work in progress over lots and lots of years. And for me, my number one dream as a kid was to be a Wall Street attorney because I just love to have really great debates. I love to think analytically. And after a lot of trial and tribulation, I landed my perfect job on Wall Street as a lawyer at the New York Stock Exchange. And for many years, that made me happy until it didn't, because I was really like fighting the tide. I felt caged. I wanted freedom. And that's how I found entrepreneurship. And that was just a whole new ball game, right? So like I had some failures leading up to my legal career. And then when I started an entrepreneurial career, I had a lot of failures and trials and tribulations in that. And all of these things have built me up into the person and woman and entrepreneur and leader I am today. And that's the bottom of the iceberg that nobody ever sees, right? They only see that tip of success that is now, has found its way into the public view.
That's correct. That so many people, that's what they do exactly is they only see what's the right now, and unfortunately, for so many that's not the true fact. That it, people have to learn to build relationships and get to know people for who they are, and stop just I'm going to say it, spamming everybody. I'm sure you get it like everybody else does, where someone will connect with you and say, hi, how are you? Where is it that you live? Hey, join me here. It's the best thing ever. When in fact, it's something that they've probably just joined in the last day, week, or month, making next to no money at. Or maybe not. Maybe they're a big influencer and that's how they promote. But most of the people that I connect with, that's not how they're building relationships. So let's tell me a little bit about how you build relationships and you attract your ideal clients.
Yeah, I'm all about organic marketing and attractive marketing. So for me, I'm the owner and founder of Pivot and Slay, which is a company that I coach on other entrepreneurs and small business owners to feel empowered so they have the ability and courage to take the risks they need to scale their businesses. So my ideal client are people who have small businesses. They're trying to scale. They can't figure it out. Oftentimes it's a mix of business strategies with also some mindset tweaks and how you're showing up every day to your own company, right? Because when we start a business, often our heads are down and we're doing all the things. And we have to really level up out of that in order to scale a larger company. So the way that I attract people into my space is not by cold DMs. I don't believe in that. I know that's a strategy people use. You have to assume that it works for them if they continue to do it. I mean, it must on some level work, but that's not who I am and that's not what I want to achieve. I'm a big believer in building an arena of know, like, and trust. So by watching me and hearing my messaging on social media, you will self-identify as aligned with me or not aligned with me. And the more you're aligned with me, the more you'll naturally lean in by sending me a follow, putting a comment on a post I make, looking at my website, reaching out to me and asking for help, right? Like the more you lean in, that's how I know you're identifying with the message that I'm sending. And those are the people I want to work with, because those are the people we could really build genuine relationships, and I can help you scale and build your businesses. So I'm a big believer in attractive marketing and not cold pitching.
Yeah, attraction marketing. That's exactly how I'm trying to teach people and show people, and that's why I have people such as yourself on my show to show that people that it is Saturday game. It is a successful way to produce results, rather than, like you were saying, there's so many people that use the cold market, cold calling and messaging. Like you're saying, it probably works. I don't use that myself either. I usually, if I'm sending somebody a message, it's usually somebody that I've already connected with and I've spoken to before. There's no way that I'm going to send a message to somebody and say, like we just talked about, just hey, how are you? Come to the Ben show or whatever. It just doesn't work for the fact that people want to be included with people that they know, like, and trust, or know, love, and trust, or whatever you're using out there. And it takes time, not just one day, 1 week, or 1 month. Sometimes it takes 6 months, a year before somebody will actually connect with you, and like you were saying, align with you. And it'll just, is not that they're not interested, it's just that in their current time and space in their lives, whether it be work, friends, or whatever, they're just not able to see or align with you, which makes so much sense. Now, one other thing I'd like to ask you, so what brought you to the coaching era? You were saying that you were in the Wall Street, the Wolf of Wall Street, we'll call you, of some sort. And what changed your mind? What wore you out and made you think that it wasn't for you anymore and brought you into a new life?
Well, so my coaching business is not the business I left Wall Street for. I actually had a little gradation of learning, because you can't really, in my opinion, you can't really coach other business owners until you've grown and scaled your own business, because, you've had to have done the things. And now that I've done all the things, that's how I've gotten to pivot and slay. But it didn't always start out that way. At the start, I was very risk averse. I was on Wall Street regulating people who were stealing from their clients. So I saw risk all the time, and I was like, that is bad. I don't know. I'm not sure. Right. But entrepreneurship is like daily risk taking, and you have to be very decisive, and you have to make sure you're taking action in a timely fashion. And so the first business I owned is called Mad Men Barbershop, and it's still around. It's a luxury brand of barbershops that are now localized in New York where I live, but we had one overseas at some point. And we started out, that was my ex-husband, the Dennehy names. It was his idea, and I kind of funded it, and he really built it out. And I learned so much watching him build out the business. And eventually, when we were ready to scale, I left my 9 to 5 on Wall Street to go all in on the business and help scale that business. And we did so successfully. And now we've been around for 10 years. And during the pandemic, when in New York, they shut down barbershops, it was a really scary time for me. And I kind of threw myself into helping other business owners, because I love small business owners. They're great. They're gritty. They're feisty. They're in a pond of their own, because not a lot of people are willing to do what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But in a lot of ways, they're also lost, and there's not a great sense of community. So I started using my social media platforms to give out free small business ideas and coaching to help businesses get through the pandemic and then eventually reopen. And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the people. I loved helping them. And I thought, I want to do this. Like, I want to do this forever. And so I started Pivot and Slay, because it's really, the name is really so accurate, because I've pivoted my whole life. Every time a hurdle comes my way, I pivot so I can get around it and continue to slay my goals and eventually find my freedom. And I love talking about that, because small business owners don't often see a vision for them coming out of the daily grind and working on the vision of their company. And that's how you really gain time freedom and alignment freedom.
No, I personally, I've done a little bit of small businesses, social media management. And what I was finding was there's a majority of small businesses out there that don't even have a social presence or not even a website. They're just going this alone. And, it's just a shame that, some of them aren't even willing to invest a little bit of money to, no, I'm not saying all, but the some of the ones that, like you were talking about, that don't have that vision, that cannot see outside their current situation, or we'll call it their comfort zone box, and they're trying to bring in those customers and so on. They need people like yourself and myself to actually show them that there is a better way. And it's just so amazing of how a little bit of help can change a person's thoughts and their beliefs in themselves and where they're going. So, with that, I would like to now ask you, what are two things that changed for you during the pandemic in the last couple of years, business wise?
Well, I became unemployed during the pandemic, which is the first time since I was legally able to work that I've been unemployed. That was a huge change for me. I mean, I'm a hustler. I'm ambitious. I've been babysitting since I'm like 11 years old, right? Just to make money and feel like I'm accomplished and feel like I'm contributing to the world. So having no job was the scariest thing that has ever happened. And I was petrified because I had no idea how long it would last. And really selfishly, yet um I guess also like a little bit helpful to other people, I threw myself into the coaching for free because it was helping me stay focused and positive, and I was helping other people, so it was helping them, so it was like mutually beneficial, but really started from a place of like, I need to do something, oh my god, I need to feel productive. So that was super scary. And the thing is, I realized all my eggs were in one basket, right? Like I had been so busy scaling and building my business, I lost sight of the fact that what if that business, if I lose that business, right? I got it to the point where it was a well oiled machine and it was operating without me. And I had the ability to go and get a second stream of income going. And I didn't take advantage of it until it was too late. And so that was the number one thing that changed for me, was that I saw I could use the way that I scaled myself out of the business, I could replicate that in another way for another business line. And so that's why I started Pivot and Slay. Um, and I'm glad that I did, because it fulfills me, it gives me a second stream of income, and it's taught me so much, because now I'm really connecting with the community. I have an entrepreneur group in my local community that I'm running events for, and I've gotten to meet so many people and learn from them, because I don't know everything. I have a
No,
zone of genius just like you do, right? And so you can share your zone with me, I'll share my zone with you, and then we learn. It's just so empowering.
it's so important for, I've noticed a lot of people, they're not into the sharing information thing with other entrepreneurs. They feel that, this is mine. I know all. I'm set in my ways. And what I found and why I've started what I'm doing is I'm trying to encourage people like yourself to share information, brainstorm, get together. And like one of my favorite books is from Napoleon Hill, 16 Lessons of the Law of Success. He has a whole chapter on brainstorming, and how he has a whole set of people where they put in all the input. It is so important for people have to realize that it's not all about just themselves, that they need to include others. And like you're talking about, you're having a group of entrepreneurs where you guys are able to do that. That is so important today, more today than it being in so much in the past, because with the online thing is not going anywhere. More people are coming online every single day, and they all want to work at home. This pandemic thing, there are so many people out there that were so committed to the 9 to 5 grind every single day, and then when this pandemic hit, they're unemployed, they're at home or working from home for their companies, and they're able to do what they want when they want, have a coffee, have a break. And now, with the pandemic being, I'm not going to say gone, but it's on its way out, that people are being called back to work, being called back to these jobs, and they're going, I don't want to do this.
That's
I
right.
don't want to sit in my office for 8 hours a day and listen to the manager tell me what to do. I want something of my own, like you have and I have. And I'm not going to say that I'm full time on my own yet, but that's where I'm heading. And let's see
Mhm.
what else.
Well, I
What
think something important I want to say about what you just said is confident people are not afraid to share their wisdom, because we all know if you're really smart business person, you know that you don't know it all, and you know you have to surround yourself with people. I mean, even if you just look at the president of the United States, I'm not talking about the president right now, any president, right? They surround themselves with advisors who are
Mhm, mhm.
specialized in certain fields. There's a reason, because that makes the president smarter. That makes them supported by a group of people that they can learn from. And you have to do the same thing around you. You have to share your wisdom, and there's no hoarding information, because no one can do what you do like you do it. No one can, because no one's you. You're
That's right.
special. You have a great energy. You have a different energy than I do. So you can be a coach and I can be a coach, and we will attract totally separate people because we are very different. So there's no harm in sharing. That is a growth mindset, to share what you know and admit when you don't know something. That way you can continue to expand, and you can also elevate the people around you.
That's so true, because even some of the wealthiest people, like you're talking about the president and so on, I like how you put it, advisors. I know that's what they call them, but even with ourselves, having other people to advise us, it's not that you have to do or take what they say. It's just having the opportunity to listen to what someone says, because you never know who's going to have something that can push you to that next level, or get you that next client, right? And that's one of the things I like to strive on, is about sharing information. And you were talking about how each person's going to attract their own tribe, because everybody, there's no one like you, like you were saying, there's nobody like me, there's no one like Robert Hollis, there's no one like this person, that person. Everybody is their own soul, and they're going to attract different people. But anyways, we're coming down to the end of this here, everybody, and I'd just like to thank Jessica for coming on today. And I'd like to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day. And anybody that makes it this far into our interview, because I know most of you don't. And I like to let you know that I like to send you a St. Patrick's Day card. Let me know if you're interested by doing a comment on our video. And I'm going to close it out with a couple of things from Jessica. What are your last thoughts for everybody, Jessica?
My last thoughts are, if you are hesitating to open a business or do your next thing, your next phase of life, I will just want to say, like, take the risk. Have the courage to take the risk and just own yourself and who you are, and bring that to the table, and you'll always win.
You heard it, everybody. You'll always win. You just got to remember, take that first step today and start. Have a great day. Bye for now.